I address you as business friends because I had been in business a number of years, and I know the pleasures of being successful in business. At the same time, the pains in business. Vicissitudes are bound to come in life. The real happy life is that one remains equanimous in every situation.
I really believe that Vipassana is the answer for people today in this period of unrest. It's a 21st century solution.
And ultimately, everybody in the factory was meditative. My interaction with my people was much better. They were very open to me. They would suggest me which they perhaps would not otherwise.
Vipassana has been able to allow me to build a profit regime without compromising my values, without compromising the way I must do business.
So you are ready to invest a large amount if it is going to bring down costs. So I think similar is the investment in Vipassana. I find I have huge dividends because my decision making is so much faster, my absorption is so much better.
Basically, we're so full of ourselves that we think if we take off for 10 days, how will the world survive without you? The world will never survive. We will all drop because I am not there. That's not true.
I appreciate their statement when they say, I have no time for Vipassana, it will take 10 days, 11 days, etc. Because they don't know what it is. We know that we all have time. We don't have rarities.
I think the universe conspired to get me to closer to Vipassana. Somebody suggested I go do this course without thinking too much about what will happen and what I must do, and I decided to just plunge in.
With a wonderful husband, wonderful mother, father, blessed with, beautiful friends. Everything was fine, but I was not happy at all. I read every book I could get my hands on spirituality. I read Swami Vivekananda, which was beautiful, but like in the corners I would write, yes, you must be a good person, you must be calm, you must not get angry. And I would go, how? How do I do this?
I had some interest in spirituality from a young age. And my father gave me a book to read. It was written by a Jain monk who had taken a Vipassana course and was very convinced about this being the path of Nibbana.
Then this friend of mine mentions, hey, you're taking a year off, do Vipassana now. And I did Vipassana. And, I realized that this is it. This is what I've been looking for.
And fortuitously, in 1989, when I wanted, some other family members to take a course, I escorted them because it wasn't really on my plan that time. But the rest was history, as they say, because I thought I had found the path.
I was reading a book on from Reader Digest, where it said about brain and mind. And they said medical community does not know how the brain works and how the mind works. Then I realized that this is a technique which works with mind.
I'm a very rational being. I need my mind to agree first. I need to go step by step by step. And here was this crystal clear, scientific methodology to reach the ultimate goal. I mean, I felt so thrilled and so happy and so grateful. I feel like crying now. But, I felt like I've come home. Sorry.
Whereas the very first course of Vipassana just enabled me to experience reality. And I felt as if, I had got the fount of happiness, and it was up to me to partake of it to the best of my capability.
But that was really the first, turning point in my life to realizing my inner self, realizing what are my wrongs and rights, to be able to connect with myself much better, and to be on the path of being a slightly better human being every single day.
When you actually do it and you experience it, and then you mentally understand why this is happening to you, and when you realize that you are finally responsible for everything that happens to you, good, bad, that gives me such hope. Because that means that I can change the course of my life, and that every human being can change the course of their life.
The practice of Vipassana since brings a stillness in your mind, and you're able to see this fast-paced world at a very slow pace. You're able to make a distinction between every stage. And this is what has helped me. That as I deal with external reality, I'm able to see it in slow motion, without being ruffled, without being rushed. And that helps me every day.
Vipassana helps you to realize when you're losing your temper or losing control over yourself, because it trains you to look at your sensations. Okay? It actually is a physical thing you're doing. It's not just a mental thing. And once you're aware of it, you can actually control it.
For each person, the fear is there. With each person, the anxiety is there. The level changes. And whatever level individual has, Vipassana helps to reduce that.
It's not that I don't get stressed. I do get stressed and I do get anxious. But I think the instances of that on a good Vipassana day are far lower than on a non-meditative day.
If I can make my mind quieter, that's how, the ability to work goes up. Because you don't accumulate, I've been working for 8 hours. You want to come back to this moment. It's let's deal with this moment, forget 8 hours.
Just that seed of meditation, of Vipassana, is able to allow you to be able to see what is causing the stress in your life and is there a solution, because there's always a solution around the corner. It's our ability to be able to look at the solution and be able to execute and adapt that solution, which allows the stress to continue or to disappear.
So also to emotions, that let us live in this moment, that let's not worry about tomorrow, let's not worry about yesterday. So either the accumulated stuffs or the expected stuff, as those two wean away or those two fall away, I find stress also goes away. So living in this moment is the key to de-stressing oneself.
Vipassana is the place where you can survive in a competitive world. You see, otherwise you get bogged down and your decisions are with the fear and with more anxiety. Now you take a decision with fear being the minimum and anxiety to be minimum. Your decisions are right.
I used to wonder, should I do this or should I do that? But over a period of time of practicing, who I talk to and I have to take some tough decisions, and I've been fairly clear-headed. I've been able to take many tough decisions far more easily and without far lesser guilt than I would have done any other time.
But the quantity of work I'm capable of doing in less time is double or triple of what I did before. Decisions are made like this without being wrong. They're thought through, but they're thought through in much less time than before. I get the right answers, I have the methodology in place, I'm far more organized, and the results speak for themselves.
And when it comes to taking a difficult decisions, particularly an ethical one, that we have to do this and we don't have to do this, I have the least amount of difficulty to follow the path of truth, to speak the truth, to follow the narrow path. It comes to me so easily that there is no second thought at all. I don't even bother to see whether it has given me rewards or not, but I can share with you that it has always given me very handsome rewards.
It allows you to deal with competition again with a very wholesome approach. So I've never looked at competition, and especially post-Vipassana, in a very negative way. I don't want to be divisive about competition. I don't want to do the wrong things. I don't want to make them smaller to grow larger. I want to go larger, and if they grow larger a lot, fine. It makes two happy people. But in another day or form, I would say stamp them down and you would grow. No, grow yourself and let them grow, and then let the best man win.
I can remember that for a very long time, I tell my colleagues, let's not worry about competition, let's focus on the customer. Because if you can focus on the customer, I found that competition has not been a problem. I also found that when you conduct yourself in a certain manner, competition deals with you differently. So when you unleash your animal spirits on them, you shouldn't expect anything less from them. And if you don't do that, I think the reactions are also very different.
When you have clarity of mind, it helps you in every way. It helps you work. It helps you to deal with difficult people. It helps you to be kinder to them. The minute you are able to enthuse and motivate people, you get your work done.
In our company, we have offered people that they can sit a course and they will be given a full pay. As the owner of the company, I didn't want to force them to do something which I believed. But once the general manager went for the course, he started sending. And ultimately, everybody in the factory was meditated. My interaction with my people was much better. They were very open to me. They would suggest me which they perhaps would not otherwise. And the team spirit was very strong in our company.
I think Vipassana allows you to see everybody in some amount of strength and some amount of ability, and you're able to actually put everybody together to make the team work. The other thing is that there will be down times as many times as up times, and the time when you're down, if you're able to see why you're down and how you're going to be able to come out of the situation, and if you can motivate everybody to go through the cycle very easily without creating toxic energy around it, that is the biggest learning that I've been able to build through Vipassana.
My nature was of a lot of worrying nature and a lot of brooding nature. For small things, small issues, I would think unnecessary for a long time. I could not have done anything with those kind of attitude to be where I could reach otherwise. So Vipassana helped me to overcome these negative points or weaknesses in me.
Biggest problem is obviously my ego and my temper. If I was angry with somebody, I would be angry for like at least a week. Now, I must say, 8 hours, or if it's a lesser thing, I can be angry, stop myself, and run and apologize almost within 3 minutes.
I think Vipassana is like a way of life for me now. It's really helped me change my perspective to people, to my everyday behavior, to my everyday actions, and helped me look at things with a fairly objective point of view rather than a very reactive point of view on a daily basis.
Vipassana has impacted all aspects of my life. My health, to begin with, my relationships, my ability to grow businesses, my ability to take on up and down in business, my ability to understand many subjects, my ability to counsel others. So I found I'm able to use Vipassana morning to evening, virtually in every activity that I do.
It is not about religion. Any human being can do it. Okay? You just need to want to do it.
I don't think there is a substitute for Vipassana. Makes you think correctly, makes you approach correct, and it makes your relationship much better.
It almost guides you very gently on the right path. Very gently. The choice is yours. There's no force. Now, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee for success. It's a guarantee for living your life.
So I think every time I have been able to sit down and talk to businessmen or people of all kinds, that look, this is something very different. It will pay huge dividends that you can't even imagine because your whole essence, your existence starts changing. People do take to it. So why businessmen? I would recommend that every human being should rush to take this course.
May all of you experience real peace, real harmony, real happiness within yourself, and be an example for the others to live a happy life, peaceful life, harmonious life. Thank you.